keep the vacuum on for a good couple minutes, and then I'm going to put down and make it 30 at the end and make it a really good deep vacuum on. Just to make sure I got a good vacuum. These go back and forth, so go down and make it yeah, 3 parts. They asked about the grass and the grass you take full off that. Make sure you wear gloves and you get a dry I've had people that burn themselves.
You're saying you have to spin it around and evenly.
If I'm using this screwdriver, I'm kind of like trying to get that dry to sink down to the bottom through all the alcohol to sink through the drive.
Guys, you want to really avoid getting any moisture particles or any water down any of these female couplers. You're either going to run into water in your butane and such, and so definitely stick a little towel in there or whatnot to prevent any moisture getting in there. Really. Negative 30.
JD, does that make like a slurry or is it pretty?
Yeah.
If you guys want to look at it, it's more than welcome to. It turns into like a gel. You can use nature, you can use alcohol, but you really want to use the stronger. You don't want to use like 70 or 90%, anything that's really pure, so anything above like 93 or above.
Have you ever done it the opposite way? Add the alcohol first and then add the dry ice to the alcohol?
No, I wanted to.
Yeah.
Usually I end up adding dry ice to my alcohol later during the run.
Oh, okay. Add more
If
to
I
it.
do like multiple runs or something, add ice that way and do it that way, but I've never started with
Did you ever run the same material twice? You ever run it back through again to see anything else out of it?
No, I have, and it came out as like really dark.
Oh, really?
Stuff. And so I gave it to my friend who makes edibles. I was like, "Here's some food grade."
Yeah.
I told her I was like, "This is the second run, so."
So JD, what's the goal right now? What are you?
Right now I'm freezing the material.
I know, but what are you trying to achieve with the? Are you trying to
I'm mixing it up.
Trying to
I'm
mix it
getting
up.
all the alcohol and the dry ice all mixed up and trying to make it as
And
thick
you,
as I can.
a couple inches from the top.
Yeah, I got about that much right now, but I'm gonna be adding more dry ice, more alcohol. So I like to keep it probably around right here, just not at the top so it doesn't spill, but
Because it'll bubble up a lot.
yeah. When you run your butane or your engine through it, since it's a lot warmer than material and it's a lot warmer than slurry, you don't want to bubble up. You put it down and there's a reaction inside the tube. So,
Careful, Ray.
Did I hear you say you would do multiple dry ice, slurry, and then you'll repack it?
I'll pour out my slurry mix. I have another just a piece of stainless steel, just a close off big cup pretty much. And I'll just post it in there, and then clean out my tube, cock it again, and then when I'm ready to add the alcohol and dry ice, and then pour it back in, and then add more dry ice. I don't need a lot more dry ice. That one needs a lot more just alcohol, a little bit of dry ice. But I save it and use Yeah, I got weights on my gas tank. When it's full, it's 9 kilograms and half a gram, and when it's empty, it's 6.8. And what I'll do is I'll hook it up, place it on the scale, get the weight, and then I'll run the engine through the pump, pump it in, and I'll have it zeroed out with the lines in there. It's heavier than it actually is. So I'll zero it out, and I'll just look at how much I need to add on the scale when I do something that just will pump off. I don't know about
With the cryo runs, it's really sacrificed. Because what happens here is that you have a lot of butane locked up inside the tank, inside the butane material column while you're covering it. Even at low temperatures, you still got a little bit left in. So with regular ones, you can pull a 1 pounder and get pretty much everything back except for maybe that. Super full run. That's
About right there.
What I got right here is I use a water heater in here. I got 80 degrees. I have a little pump, little water pump that moves the water around to keep it consistently at a nice temperature. Because once you start recovering these tanks, it's basically turns into an ice cube. So if you have the water moving around, it definitely helps. But I like to do it at a low temperature though. If you use hotter, obviously it'll recover at a faster rate, but I'm looking to recover the air from that possible. So I do it at a low temperature.
I've been doing a long way.
As long as the water's moving around. I honestly, I got to talk to you. Yeah, and a rig. Is that cool?
So I just need to top off my gas tank. I don't need to fill it up, but I still want to distill my end tank because there's still so much stuff in there that you want to clean out. So for me to do that, I'm going to take my recovery tank. I'm going to lay my recovery tank out. And hook up to my pump. We're using these braided signs. We're braiding. These actually.
These are stainless steel hoses. They're actually PTFE line. So they're not going to be leaching any rubber supply. It's MT69 is what it's called. Made by CPS. Basically, what it is, it's going to be a coil condenser. It's called a molecular transformator. What it does,
Molecular transformator.
right, what it does is that it cools down the butane even more so and brings down the pressure going back into your recovery. So it's just going to make it run more efficient and faster. It doesn't work. CPS, MT16 is a very I don't know, it's just going to make your Appian or your recovery more faster and more efficient. So that's the way to go down there. Yeah, drop it, give it a little shake, and it'll bring the pressure down sometimes. If it doesn't,
have the not to depressurize I gotta use yeah, you need to do this part. So I'm using this yellow jacket on, it's got a lever, so that way when I disconnect my hose, I spray butane everywhere. So what I'm going to be doing is I need to add 1.6 kilograms of N-Tane to my gas tank. I want to distill it, so I'm going to hook up my line going through my vapor view into my pump, my N-Tane. I use about 9.5 liters. So I got my line hooked up on the what is it? Moleculator?
A molecular transformator.
He pulled that shit out.
I just put him in.
He pulled that shit out of that. He's making stuff up as he goes along now. He's gonna pull a flux capacitor out at any moment.
Oh yeah, you know, it's gonna go right through.
Exactly.
And then I'm gonna come over here and zero out. 9.5.
That's butane and or N-Tane?
Yeah, I'm using N-Tane. And actually, before I do this, even we're gonna vac. Every time you transfer using butane, you want to vac your system for that atmospheric pressure. Butane won't ignite unless you have oxygen for air. So, want to make sure you vac everything for you.
Steel weight, yeah, that steel weight is that butane, that's sold 5 pounds of butane into 1 pound.
That's right. At 5 pounds.
That's total weight. That's over 20. That's over 20.
All right. That's what you think, Red.
That's the total weight of the gas tank, right?
No, that's
20 pounds of liquid.
Basically, 1 pound takes about 5 pounds.
yeah. I use about 5. I was going by pound. I just switched to kilograms. She's got me this. Oh, you could have more accurate weight. I use 5.5 pounds. So you got
The
pound
total
weight,
weight,
5.5.
the total weight of the gas tank.
Of gas, not gas. Of gas, 5.5 pounds.
9.5 kilos per 1 pound.
Per 1 pound.
5.5 pounds butane, 1 pound.
Correct. And I got it. Here's my pound before when I was using pounds.
Yeah, man. There are no Brits in this room. Stick to pounds.
20.8 when it's
That'd be
full, and 15.8 when it's empty. So it's this one I use 5 pounds. And then Steve got me on the kilograms, and the kilograms would be 6.8 and then 9.5. My bad, I'm not very easy.
Okay, I was
made a lot more
confused.
sense. I'm so sorry. I'm not very
Kilos.
Like, yeah,
That's a lot, right? It's a lot. Seems excessive, right? Yeah. Like shit, I'm running now, man.
So I got my valves off on my pump. I always take them off. So I'm getting ready to use them. So I'm gonna have to turn those on. Then I'll go ahead and twist on my N10. Oh wait, hold on. Zero out your scale. Now that that's zero, I'll go ahead and turn my N10 on. And you can hear it go through the machine without the machine even having.
Man down.
Okay. Let's try this again. There we go. See? Had a leak. Easy fix.
Check it was a match.
Check it.
You can get,
That's cool. Snippers, yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, snippers.
Get lightheaded.
You get lightheaded, you get a leak. That's awesome. Looks like that is.
It's kind of trying to get a. Shoot, what's that? Shoot it up and freeze it.
So why are you filling the top tank?
Yeah.
Why are you filling the top tank?
Does the top
Yeah, why are you filling
the recovery tank, and a lot of the tank, you get into that tank, and then when it transfers from that tank, like out tank, that
About 30 minutes into the food right now, or 15 minutes into it, so we got
So now that I got my intake, I need to fill my gas tank up in here. Every chamber, set that. I'm gonna warm water that. I'm gonna do pretty much the same procedure. I'll be on real quick. So I can switch my line.
Normally we just run that for like a minute or two and like off again for this food.
So what Steve was saying is that way we'll put one line and one line only. So we're gonna have to take out the feature sure. gas leak.
Open valve. Computer thing, and obviously here moving inside, I'm not going to get back there. Actually here it's start moving transfers and safety to the machine. Yeah, we got this one.
Yeah, Steve, you got temperature after water.
I call those big for my you have on top of your head, you have 1, 2, 5, a half pounder 7, 4 pounder 8.
And from this tank, yeah, we are this part of the coverage. This is going to go right there. Yeah, this is on the bottom of
Oh.
So, and
And I guess we're still testing it out right now.
All that vapor, we're taking it to the lower part and whatever. Yeah.
So, but,
We give you this filter right here, blocking fluid.
They can do it. Sit anywhere. Anywhere like SubZero. Yeah, you're ready to go. Yeah. I'm still. Yeah. I'll leave it at that. Well, that whole process they were transferred it. You do that, so you do but it's also yeah, this is a lot
You guys want to take a look at the history oil?
Yes, absolutely.
yeah. Right now, I'm just wiping it out. Then I always And while you have the battery gaskets, make sure that the air is tracking and everything. That it's ripping already or well.
The two most
Then it's true. You don't want to roll it. Roll it.
No.
Sometimes you gotta redo it a couple times. Pop out a little bit here or there, but after you do a couple of rides, you gotta get the volume. Then after that, you get out, tighten it down. Obviously, I'm going to and I need to park.
So I'm about to crack these open here. You guys are ready? Before I do any kind of anything that makes it I'll just take a screwdriver and make sure it's nice and tight and right now.
Yeah.
So show us the tight one, so make sure that it's come out first through.
Well, make sure we get rid of it.
So I'm gonna open the top one. Why do you open it first? You'll hear a little pop to make sure that you can stop it. Now, I'm gonna open up this slowly. And with this bottom one closed, I'm gonna fill up this entire tank in this thing around this. Doesn't take long. And then, make sure that I have the entire column saturated. So, just get a little burp right there. So there's a little oil. You want to look at it and welcome to, but there's a little bit of oil. Really? You can have a little chocolate. Plug it for about 5 minutes. You go longer if you want to. I personally like 5 or 6 minutes.
Very good. Well, where the is right now, or do you looking at it?
Just that burger on the bottom, and then with a little bit of down below.
What's the pressure on the top tank or temperature? Straight out of
Now it's
I don't know.
You put the both chambers. Same thing with the bottom tank, right, Steve?
true.
So when you drop the bottom head, it was already trying to just suck it out. Yeah.
We have about 5 minutes and then we're gonna pull the bottom rubber up the long over and I like to run. I don't like to open it all the way. I like to just crack it open where it's. I like to simulate an open run flow to do as much as possible. So I like to have it pretty good. But I can actually make the cut where it's like that. I like to run without over the finish.
Including requirement.
The other thing you guys want to make sure to do is never over tighten the simple. Doing so, you mess up the actual lid. It's always a good idea just to have it finger tight. Before you go through them. Other than that, we're done, second, we're going to go ahead and cover the butane, the bottom of the production tank. But actually, take this off and get it back in the anyway. So, yeah, that's 4 minutes.
So we're about to have food ready. Find like next 10 minutes or so. Out back, we have a barbecue going. And on the table, we also have brochures with all the phone cards. If anyone wants to be a brochure or at least comment on anything. It's a pretty much fish, salmon, and where are we at right now?
I don't know. No, you don't do that. This one I like this. Yeah, this one. But something like this, you use on another like that. I noticed that. So when you're not using this, they kind of all underground.
With this one though,
Oh, yeah. I haven't been running for a long time. They don't want to
yeah, you want to get it back.
Yeah, got it.
No, dude, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Do a fresh roast. I've never done it yet. If I didn't do it, I would do it
every time.
I'm always worried about you.
Yeah, that's I've always thought that we do like that, you water it, I didn't realize YouTube because people block it. Especially with our system, it's freezing. Water.
That's where all about. Yeah,
Well, even if it does, that's why we got these.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I just started doing classes. I used to
Yeah, now we can top handles open, and then it starts slowly opening up the valve.
They're a little big, so I usually have to take my gas gauge just around. But I'm more interested in the glass and eBay. Well, I'll look on eBay for the
Dry ice and the ice we can help more those drivers. We can have some you can do it longer if you want. Anything over an hour.
I'm not really sure. Yeah, I was just
Yeah, you can see So what's the theory of connected light?
Yeah, I know. There's still going to be a little pressure right in between where the gas tank meets your valve, from where the valve shuts off. There's a little gap, but not a whole ton. I just loosened up my gasket and just kind of wiggled the gas tank, and I don't know if you heard it. It was the tank. What's that? They are Vikings.
I think it's burping it outside.
I think gas it after I do it. There was none in there, it was just pressure from it, so I just let the pressure out of it.
Yeah, if you put that back on your ice right now, you're gonna have that outside, and you come back inside. It's in the reach.
Yo, Steve, where's the ice chest for your,
I know, but it's
No.
Yeah, we're gonna open it up. Yeah.
It was almost a while there either.
Alright, now I'm gonna go ahead and recover the intake, which is gonna leave behind the oil from the material in our bottom tank while recovering our intake back into my gas tank. That way I can reuse the tin that I used to do my own.
So you leave the valve open.
I'll leave the valve open on the bottom because with how cold our material is, it's still holding butane inside the column. So I'm going to pump with my valve open, and it's going to pull butane or the intake down from the column into my recovery chamber. And then I'll be able to save all my butane from the column as well as the recovery chamber. I'm going to go ahead. Turn the pump on. I don't know what you're going to do with your 2-pound, it won't fit again. Get a bigger Yeti. So if you guys want to come up, you can actually see how active it's being right now. What it'll look like when you're way or cover it.
Yeah, that's the liquid that you're seeing in the thing, and then the little piece of that converts it to vapor. So that liquid you're seeing is still in your pump. So that's what makes the pump wet. So this is helping. Absolutely. We haven't had a single problem in location. Now, every time we have a pump, it's supplied with that, and we have not had a single one come back. We've gone through probably 100 things. Right? Yeah. Before we would have them I'd probably go in warranty like maybe 2 or 3 months before starting it. And now, you know, I just saw that one. I was like, oh my god. Information point. I saw it. I was like, oh my god. I don't know what we see it slow. I need it too slow.
Maybe 5. I mean, if I didn't have this, I would just put this line up right here. Just right on that line. And then the paper, here, and the paper out, and this one, and it turns back into the gas.
Right now it's not doing it. I put this hand opposed to balance the line. You like hungry? There you go.
I only go to like negative 5 just to make sure negative 10, sure that I got it. You probably pulled the growth from last year. Pretty good. I was angry. Yeah, that's the best part. The lines moving.
You can evaporate when you get to the very end.
Just keep watching it. Really, it's close. It's going to do it just like right there. Yeah, you see that line, it'll right where the
Because it's so cold.
Yeah,
Oh, cold. Gotcha.
And it's just lower pressure.
Yeah, it's lower pressure as it is. It's only going to be like 20, 30 psi.
It's not dramatic.
Like it when all that methane evaporates up, right into that point. Butane kind of like has it's like a hot steam coming off like a shoreline when the flag goes out. All you get to do is just the last one evaporates and it's like fizzy bubbles and just like go away. Flat, smooth, and go.
That's when you know you're
So how can you set it down? Just letting it build up a little bit more pressure, let a little bit more of the methane fall down, and then you'll fire it back. Let it repump. It still goes in here the same way. That basically is an extra cooling section to make it go faster than the pump. It doesn't physically change the vapor anyway. How much is it? Perfect time for that.
It's zero, but it's still kind of cool, but I can turn it to higher, but I like that. It helps with a low recovery. It basically helps get more mystery oil out. And not only that, though, even the low recovery is going to help you ensure that you get as much butane as possible. I would probably do it. Oh,
How's it cook, Steve?
Oh, they want to turn it back on.
Yeah, yeah. We'll turn it back on. I turned it off. It didn't have to. Just turn it off when it's 0, so that way I don't want negative, one negative, don't want to pull any glass. Once it's there, like once I can like go like, go like this, move it around, it doesn't move, then I'll know. So then I get down to my negative, make sure my column is clear.
So you will go a little bit negative.
Yeah.
Before you take your column. Okay.
So what should the pressure in your top tank be over here?
That's going to vary. I use N-Tane, and so that sits around anywhere between 10 to like 20 psi. Butane, I've had it sit anywhere between 20 to 80 psi, depending on if I have it chilled or if I have it like warm. Or
N10 is cool. N10 you come on the stuff.
yeah, the N-Tane is medical grade butane.
Just they all do.
Yeah, they're all got a little bit of stuff that you want to clean out.
I think you have to release it.
Yeah, or either 99.5 or 99.5.
It says a little
I don't know. We got it. Yeah.
Check it out.
You know, that's something like probably
Another one. Well, that one thing right here keeps it a lot colder too.
like that's all.
There's like almost zero pressure in this tank and it was empty. If you can get it done in Q, you can probably get it done a lot quicker than
Yeah, that's what I'm.
I'm pretty sure. I was just like shooting from the hip on that one.
How about?
Whenever you're ready, you can use it.
Why you got a different temperature than normal? Running a little lower.
For that age, it goes for 90.
How about when we had the new guys do that?
Well,
You're a little bit more. Yeah. These folks are gonna have.
I don't know if that's
It's not going to read all your features, but it's not showing you the outcast.
well, I mean, I'm waiting. There's still butane in there. I still want to see bubbles, and I want there to be no liquid. I want it to look.
But yeah, no.
I want it to look bubbly. Like, you know how when you put it in your bag, it kind of gets a little bubbly. Like, not
There
when
you
you pull
go.
it back, like after you pull it back, you start to
No, what I did was
That's kind of what I'm looking for in here. I want that to raise a little bit, because then I know that I'm able to scrape it out. Right now, it's still a lot of liquid. I'm kind of pouring it out and scraping it a little bit. I just want to see I'm on the
No, I
liquid.
didn't
I pour it out. I'm just vaping it off. Yeah.
It really depends on the strain. It's like more viscous strain, you know, and they want to. But you know, off of different, you know what I'm saying? Like, different
Actually, yeah, it is pretty fresh too. I just cut it down Monday. Yeah. So I gotta let it soak for a minute, build up some pressure. I'm at 0 pressure right now.
I'm not
Still got
a
like 7.
you know, we try. We love,
You want to get one of those water reactors?
We have one. We have one here. Yeah. It's like a fan. It just circulates it. Right down here. Yeah.
and they are.
I think we need another one down here too. On each side.
Well, I will. What I'll do is I'll spray
We run ours.
And flicking through some back on my gas. Thought I could get it.
and then so after I sit and eat for about 1 hour, whatever, I'll then some of that.
Almost there.
This one, what is
If you look in here, you can see that it's still liquidy, and I wait till it starts to like muffin up there a little bit. Here's a little bit of muffin. There's butane, liquid butane in there, but when it gets to a certain amount, I don't want to muffin up oil butane. And that just lets me know that the oil is firm enough or gooey enough where I can scrape it out. And then I'll put it in 60's got a Pyrex that one metal spit that doesn't damage scrape. We'll scrape it out, scrape it into the Pyrex dish. Do our first dive with Pyrex. And then we'll do the initial bath first day of that. Scrape it out. I think people ready for like 9 put it on paper. Then put it in paper right back in.
Those ones are yeah, we'll get maybe a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm back in. Yeah, you can totally. I use that in the pot.
How are we doing?
Sometimes I've done like new runs, multiple runs of pot. Whenever I have to not it, I have to not really slow. So I sit there like my oven right there. I hold 25% yield, 112 grams, switch that up in. Like this, like I'm supposed to 80, 70 grams, like before you start fucking shit up. So I'm sitting here with 112 grams of oil, like so I just set it in there, and I literally all day long with that. It's not like this. Really quick section. I'm trying to keep holding pressure and it will drop. And then when it drops, I turn it back on. I'm down.
It's all about safety.
And then when it starts, I start seeing the pressure, get it again, pull it down, and it'll start bumping it up. Turn it off. Ever. When you got big slabs, like the I've definitely accidentally left my valve open. Back in my oven, didn't know it was open. Set my slab in there and waited. Came back and turned the pump on. Turned the pump on, and when my valve opened, like it looked like.
How long does it usually take for a couple to get back out?
When you back in there, I feel good. You just back and sit down, shape for that. I'm in regular.
Cool.
Oh no.
See here. Yeah.
Do you have a hand valve? How do you?
Lord Jason is?
But if you're gonna be doing it off that, though, you can use the throttle channel.
Oh yeah, look. If I do that, can I have it do a pressure gauge? I think I'm gonna show other people. Yeah, I can do that. Maybe you can stop it.
Maintain it. You can do that. Good. All right, so when the tank comes out of the water, it's going to be soaking wet, of course. So what I like to do is I like to have a couple paper towels and just make sure that everything is wet down, dry. I'm a pretty big stickler when it comes to water in my oils, so I try to avoid it at any given cost, of course. Even take it down a step further here as well. In order for me to do this by myself, emptying out the pot per se, I actually have to dismantle a lot of this pot. For example, I have to take the handles off and the lid off. But that's really easy. I'll show you how to do it and how to do it to where you won't get any water in there. Good. So after the lid is pretty much dried off, for the most part, Make sure that the tank is degassed. You don't want any pressure inside. Of course, we've covered all the butane, but just to be on the safe side, we always want to make sure the valve is open before we open any top set or anything like that. Be safe. Very, very true. So after it's mostly dried on top, for the most part, I take the clip of these clamps off. And I'll take them off. They're only screwed in, hand tight, so they're easy to come off. What's that? We pressurize them. What are they, 400 or whatnot? But there's supposed to be 4 times the pressure rating. Yeah. We only take them up to 110 though. So the working pressure is 110 max. So you're gonna have a little bit of water in these wells. So I like to stick a little paper towel in there, make sure it's dry. I don't want anything because I'm gonna tip it on its side, as you'll see in a second. I don't want any water falling in my. I use a glass Pyrex too as well. You can put it on paper directly if you like. I like to start my purge on glass. Of course, I'm going to clean it out a little bit more, but I like to start it off on glass. But your preference, whatever you prefer, of course. I'm going to take the handful top, and then I'm just going to finish drying off the rest of the tank on the sides. And then, if you have a screwdriver or something of that nature, I would recommend getting the inside of that valve just real quick. When you open it, you need a split second really to get this lid out of the way to ensure that the water gets inside. So, when it's off, everything's dry. We go ahead and lift this up and then move it off to the side. Now you're going to have a little bit of water on this rim, so you want to be very careful. Take a paper towel and just very gently wipe away any liquid that you may have left on this lip. Don't want it going inside. That's so great. Like, can we look at one? Got a pretty good yield. I'm estimating about 70 to 80 grams. It's pretty deep.
That was out of a pound?
That's out of a feet, yeah.
Spent a lot of time with those things.
What strain is that it?
DJ Short Blueberry. Yes, I can't wait. A little bit.
Let's scrape this out here. Oh.
It might have been the last one.
Science. Very smooth, thank you.
Tell me about it.
Kim, try to get
Not in words.
Yeah, they do.
You got all that.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know.
Trolls, right? Taking goals. Trolls.
Yeah, I was saving it up. You got the tools and everything.
She has equipment ready. It's done.
We're going to just record now. There's not enough gas in there. So the key would be to find something to purge stuff in 2 hours. The key would be to find a way to purge in 2 hours, so you would be a wealthy man. That's that spinning one?
The centrifuge?
Yeah. What's up the analytical and you're trying to talk me into buying one of those? I've been considering it for a minute. I've also considered buying a turbo molecular. $2,000 for that. For a used one. Yep, for a used one. You know, Paul was probably about that big. You may want to come I like to use a flexible cutting knife, a little bit of flex, I'll get a good bend. We actually got a grind on there as well, where it's actually going to, these are completely polished on the inside, so you're not going to have to worry about scraping any metal or anything of that nature on the inside. You got to take your razor blades to them and everything of that nature. You're good. You won't have to worry about any kind of shavings. Depending on your material, though, it may not be this viscous, so you may have to scoop it up a little more. But this stuff's ready to pour, so it'll be pretty easy. So if you guys want to all gather around this way or whatnot, so you can watch the pour. Sure. Otherwise, just going to catch the pour. If you want to see the pour. What I'll do is I'll take this cutting knife and I'll gently bring it on the top end. Oh my God, this stuff smells amazing.
It's already kind of waxy.
Yeah. Yeah. I got the glove on. Oh, there we go.
And you put it together and it's exactly how you are. See it? That's how easily it comes out. Once it's released, it's like, please free me from this oil. You just have to figure out a way more efficiently to do it.
Right? Smells amazing.
Woo! That's fun. Just drink it. So Steve's reasonably, do you lose any in this process here as far as the, like, we're talking a gram or two at a time? I mean,
Of oil here?
yeah, either way in the transfer of this process or no?
If you mess up.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, I might lose like maybe .4, .5.
Check. Okay.
But I use one of these. I'm sorry. Maybe you should look at this. Yeah. So basically, I use a 2-inch strip of a measuring tape. It gets a lot of flex, a lot of bend. This has a polished corner on it, so it's going to really help get that groove in there, so you'll be able to get a good amount in there.
That's why I came down here. I got it. About the consistency that you want to pull it at? Is that about the consistency that you want to pull it at? Or? I mean, that's beautiful.
I wouldn't have minded if it was a little bit thicker, but for the most part, it poured out great. And I'll be able to get all this relatively easily. I love the smell, though. The
smell it smells good. I got it way over there.
Wish you guys could taste this later, but obviously the purge is going to take a while, so.
See you next. See you Thursday. I'll see you Thursday. That's what I'm saying. See you Thursday. That's why I was like.
By the way, guys, we have a very special guest here today. Her name is Catherine. She works for Fastway Tech Evans. She's going to be showing us the pumps that they use and the ovens that they sell as well. And to be honest with you, it's one of the best ovens I've ever used in my entire life. I've been running for about 6 or 7 years, and by far, that is an awesome, awesome unit. If you guys have any questions or anything of that nature, she'll be more than happy to ask me or answer them for you. But we're really happy that she made it out here today and wants to participate in this video. Okay, so that what's that? So now I'm taking
No, we do, yeah, we definitely do. Right.
Yeah. Well, just the color of it is so I've got clear.
Yeah, it is. It's a hell of a lot better than my first one.
You're super sexy, Steve.
You guys are too nice.
Super sexy, straight.
Definitely wouldn't hurt to warm up this top a little bit. Yeah, a little firm.
So how do you clean the pot?
How do you clean it?
Yeah.
Just iso alcohol after you're done scraping.
Yeah, they clean up pretty easily with all alcohol.
But yeah, just paper towel and iso. Yeah, yeah, you can get these things with them. I can be down further, of course, but for the sake of right, yeah, enjoy your time. All right.
Hey guys, that was the exciting part of being so to have somebody like Steve, to have a company like SubZero think that these are really good for the application is that's a huge compliment for us. So we're not new. Cascade Tech's been in business since 1992. Vacuum ovens are pretty standard equipment. Our plastic market, you guys are the new market. It's like at home when I'm talking to my husband about things I'm doing at work and I say new market, that's code for you guys. And I don't have to say the we people in front of the kids. It's awkward, you know. So the classic market for vacuum ovens is electronic processing, implantable medical device, and aerospace. So who's old enough to remember? I'm sorry, I called you out on that. Who's old enough to remember the Hubble telescope? So we send this hugely expensive telescope into space. I mean, it's expensive for back in the day, like in the 80s. It gets up there and the lens is fogged, and they can't see anything, and it was a bad day. The reason the lens was fogged is that none of the components that went up into space had been off-gassed, and they got into that zero gravity environment. They got into that vacuum, and all the different parts let go of their chemicals. Lens. So everything that goes into space gets processed in a vacuum oven, and we do a lot of work with NASA. So after I attended the High show in San Francisco, I drove down to the Bay Area to Mountain View and went over to my friends at NASA, and went to Moffett Field, and we're putting together a system for them, and he said, okay, so here's what I got. I have this epoxy resin, and it's super expensive. And it comes out kind of like an oil, but the way I keep it liquid is I move the solvent. Keep talking. And then I put in this mat, and you're filming this. I signed an NDA. I really shouldn't go into it any further. Anyway, I need to get the solvent off of this really expensive oil, but I want to keep the oil. I just want to get rid of all the solvent. Can you do that? Like I wanted to tell him so bad. Did you know where I was in San Francisco all weekend talking to people about this? Let's see, I think we can do it. So, implantable medical device. If you get an artificial heart valve, a breast implant, a hernia patch, something for your knee, I hope, soon. If you get one of those things that's been manufactured, you want all the silicone and all the chemicals vacuum baked out of that, right? Before it goes into your body, because that's going to leach into your body. So all of our customer implantable medical device, that's our game. Electronics manufacturing, if you take a circuit board that's all plastic and you wash it and it's wet and you dry it in a really hot forced air oven with air blowing around, what's going to happen? Shrinky dink, right? plastic's going to shrink up. So you put it in a vacuum oven and you can take that water off at a really low temperature. Okay? So what you guys are doing is really standard industrial practice. So you have a valuable sample that has either a solvent or water. In the case of some extractions, you're going to have moisture left over in there, and you want to get rid of it and just leave your product. So right now, what you see, as soon as Steve took that out, all this bubbling is actually boiling. So all the cool, like, Halloween dry ice smoke coming out when JD was putting the alcohol in and making the slurry, that's steam from boiling. It just is that the boiling temperature of that dry ice is way, way lower than the boiling temperature of water. But everything that you guys are doing is all just about heat transfer and physics. So, you know, that's the conversation. The reason that the flux capacitor works, what's it called?
The molecular transformator.
Okay, the reason that the molecular transformator, totally, the reason that works is that copper is an excellent conductor of heat. Copper moves heat. The molecules in copper like to move. That's why cooling coils are made out of copper. That's why your refrigerator has copper in it. That's why an air conditioner has copper in it. Because it moves heat. It transfers heat. So when he runs the gas through there, hits that copper, the heatification of the gas, that's what's cooling it off, right? In a vacuum oven, the big challenge for a vacuum oven is getting heat to your parts. So the way we move heat in a regular oven is blowing air around, right? Put something in your oven at home, it's got a little fan in the back, right? If it's a conduction oven, blows hot air around. We have nice stainless steel racks that provide a lot of space for that air to move. Food cooks evenly. In a vacuum oven, there's no air or snap. So how do you get heat to anything? The very worst possible configuration inside a vacuum oven would be stainless steel racks. What was that? Oh, okay, a vote of confidence over here. You guys know that people sometimes use like who uses a vacuum oven here every day? Who uses one? He's proud about it. Don't be shy. All right. And who uses a vacuum oven that they bought with stainless steel racks, like oven racks in there? What did you do? Yeah, and some people put like a piece of tile on there, a piece of granite, something like that. The whole idea is that you're trying to get heat to your product. So since we can use convection, which is transferring heat by air, we use conductance, which is transferring heat from one surface to another. So you guys have all stuck your head in here, I think, and see that we've got aluminum shells, solid aluminum shells. There's another one somewhere that I wish I could show you, but I don't know where it is. So those are solid aluminum shells. Aluminum is an excellent conductor of heat. It's not as good as copper, but you can't afford to buy solid copper shells, and I can't afford to make them. So we don't. There we go. So we use a solid aluminum shell, and in this smaller unit, there's heat on both sides, and that heat is going to just drive across the shell. Aluminum has a heat transfer coefficient of 200, which I know doesn't mean anything to you, but the best on the planet is diamond, that's 1,000. Stainless steel is 16. So you can see how stainless steel shells would be a problem. And there are some of the Chinese-made vacuum ovens are sold with solid stainless steel shells. It's going to be terrible. You're going to have hot spots. You're going to find. So who's ever had the problem of you've got oil in your oven and it's really nice and stable on one side, right at the point where it's starting to wax up and it's still liquidy on the other side. Bad day, right there. Can we clarify though that was before? Okay, good. So the reason that happens is that there's only heaters on maybe one side. Okay, that's really fine in an oven with a fan and forced air convection. It's perfectly fine that my oven at home only has heat on the bottom. Because there's a fan in there that blows it around. It's not okay in a vacuum oven. So heat transfer is super important. So if you do have, if you do have, I would say that like a, anything, like collaboration, really, right? The bigger the better, put it on there. Yeah. Good. Yeah, you could. This is how this industry works. Because you guys get a crazy idea, and now you're going to be like a milk monster.
Oh, yeah, good.
That's how you guys roll. That is how you roll. Okay, so who's got one of these? You look at it with me?
I will make it.
All right.
Can I have one of those?
Yes. Okay, so we're going to school a little bit. So on this, there are a number of different ways of doing Okay, on this, there are a number of different ways, kind of the common ways to read about vacuum and how to measure vacuum. Some of it, Steve is smarter than I am, so he's able to talk in terms of pressure and vacuum at the same time. I'm only good at vacuum. So don't confuse some of the units that we're talking about here, especially things like pounds per square inch and that kind of thing. That's not how we measure vacuum. That's how we measure pressure. Because vacuum is nothing and pressure is something. Does that make sense? Yeah? Okay. So if you look at this, up here at the very top, that top line is going to be sea level. Down here at the very bottom, so a lot of people say, oh yeah, I burned my oil at 30 inches of mercury. Don't tell them, because we don't. Because there is no, you can't get to 30 inches of mercury. That's like where God lives, and then once God shows up, it's not 30 inches anymore because there's something there, and now it's not there anymore. So there's like 29.9 and 9999999 on and on, okay? But if you look at this, and we'll do inches of mercury, because that's what the gauge has on it. If you look, and 0 is sea level, and 29.92 is clean a vacuum as you're ever going to get. Look at how much of that chart is from 27 to 30. On that far, oh, yeah. So like half the chart of measuring vacuum is the last 10%. Because temperature is a linear scale. If it's 60 degrees outside and I add a degree, it's 61. It's 1 degree warmer. It's 100 degrees outside and I add a degree, it's 1 degree warmer. Vacuum's not like that. Vacuum is an exponential scale, right? So the difference between up here, 10 and 14 inches of mercury is nothing compared to the difference between like a 28.74 and a 28.92. Raise your hand if that made the slightest bit of sense. I got it.
I got a lot of numbers on here.
You got a lot of numbers. So that has a class. You're so busy thinking about melting down copper. Melting down cables.
That's a TDO2, right?
That's a TDO2. Yeah. Okay. So the point is that there's a huge difference. The point is that there's a huge difference in which vacuum pump you choose. And there's lots of good pumps for this application. And there's lots of different ways you can go with it. Really quantum, this Edwards, the E230M, something like that. This is a ginormous pump.
Yeah, right.
This is huge. There's nothing wrong with using it on the 7, but if we put this in here and opened up that pump, we would have a mess. And Steve would have to clean it up. So it's tempting to do that, but let's not. This pump is a lot more gentle. So this is a teeny little 2.3 CFM pump. It's a 4-stage diaphragm pump that's solvent-resistant, chemical duty. The manufacturer knows what we're doing with it, that we're pumping a lot of solvents, and that's what it's made for. Actually, these pumps are made for the petroleum industry. So there's guys that drive around the Perkins all of Oklahoma, Texas, wherever, and they drive to the oil fields. And people will have soil samples from them from ore way down. And what do? They take the soil, they wash it with what? Solvent. Wash it with solvent. Filter it. Sound familiar? Need to get the solvent out. to see how much oil is in that oil sand or that oil pan, or whether or not we can tell their boss this is where we want to drill. And this is the pump that they have back in their little van. They also have these for the same thing on oil rigs. So what's nice about that is they're completely rebuildable in the field. If you can change the oil in your car, you've got a chance of being able to rebuild this inside about 2 hours. So my engineers told me, don't worry about it, Catherine, it's so easy, you can do it. And I'm trying not to take that the wrong way. So I think you guys could all probably, because if the engineers say that the sales lady can do it, it's a piece of cake. What I liked about this pump, if you guys go back to this chart, you see that green line? So that green line is where delta-9 THC becomes volatile in temperature, okay? So everything has a point related to temperature and pressure where it goes from one state to another, okay? So we saw dry ice go from a solid to a liquid to a gas, right? Because it's atmospheric pressure and ambient temperature, that's what that material does. If we had water sitting here, it wouldn't, because it needs more heat energy to do it. Delta-9 THC at 1 torr for the second column, right? At about 90 degrees or so, is going to want to become volatile. That means that those molecules have enough energy that they're leaving. And it's very easy to sterilize your oil. Strip it of terpenes, strip it of CBD, strip it of THC, if you're processing it for a super long time with a super heavy duty pump. And there's good reasons to use a pump like that, especially at certain stages in the process. If you want to make a spray stable, a deeper vacuum is a good thing. But in terms of just getting rid of solvent, all you want to do is get rid of solvent. You're not married to shatter or butter or wax or whatever. You want to get rid of the solvent. You can do it with a gentle pump. And this pump is not capable of pulling a vacuum below that line. Okay? So it can't. Turn it on all day, it can't do it. Now, you might say, Catherine, I'm just going to use a great big pump and I'm going to look at this little gauge on here and I'm just going to use the knob to control where it goes to, what vacuum pressure it goes to. Now, I'm going to remind you that half of this chart on that little gauge, I can cover up with my pinky. So that's like looking at an analog clock. Remember analog clock? Okay, that's like looking at an analog clock and trying to count milliseconds. You can't do it. Even if you had a second hand, you couldn't do it. So this gauge is not going to give you the kind of resolution you need to throttle back a pump like that. Okay? So, Steve, you just want to put that in there? So Steve's got this preheated, and it's heated full of air. So once we turn the vacuum pump on, we're going to take a lot of that heat away, and we're going to need to heat again. All right. So if you guys are using a vacuum oven at home, what I would recommend is preheating it under vacuum. That way you're actually developing heat in the chamber, you're developing heat on the shelf, not just, heating up the air inside the chamber that we're about to look at. So the only exciting part happens right now. So if you guys want to watch it, come up and look in the window.
Okay, good. What we're going to do here is we're going to stabilize it at a certain temperature. And then we have to set from 113 degrees. Now, it's good to have that at 98 or maybe 99. But we have that next year. So, what we're going to do is we're going to let it sit there and warm up for a little bit. The longer you let it sit, the more, temperature will stay the same. I don't do air, but we can start doing it pretty much at any given time. So with that, we turn the pump on, we run through the vacuum gauge here, which basically allows the vacuum tank to sit out. But we're going to do it to a point where it's not going to really quiet, yeah,
gonna get tired. If you listen, you do it as well, but you know what, it's a lot now. We'll see how it's working, see when he opens that up. So when he closes that valve, the only vacuum is here in the street, right? So the pipe is like idle. So when he opens that up, and he gets a big chunk of air, and it water. And then, the exhaust is kind of a whole bunch of extension cords. So there's the exhaust. You do the back about the exhaust. I don't know. So that's the exhaust. The pump is going to put that out. Either outside or you're going to leave it. Okay. Let me get back on my collar. Rubber cement. Yeah, rubber cement. So it doesn't have any oil. So that's not smoke. What you see coming out of there is a oil, like spraying. Yeah. It's not. Who uses an oil pump? And has a problem with all that? Fuck yeah? Okay. So, this fine young man uses an oil pump. And what you'll find is that a lot of people think, I'm going to turn my pump off all the time because so even right now, this could be left on. So right now, there's nothing wrong. These pumps love to run. You have an oil pump. The reason that you get so much mist is that oil sits on top of water, and it'll sit on top of solvents. So when you evacuate your chamber, have you ever gone on YouTube and looked at an animation of how oil pumps work? You should. So it's called the dual-stage rotary vane pump, and we've got animations of how that works and creates a vacuum. And if you get your head around that, and you know why it works and why it does what it does, you make it better. But if you chug a bunch of atmosphere, so some people will run with their vent valve open while they're purging to try to do what Steve is doing the right way, which is control that melting pot. Bad idea. So right now today, the relative humidity is probably like 50%. Maybe? What's that? Yeah, so you're bringing all that moisture, and that moisture gets inside your oil pump. That water condenses, and it pushes the oil up because the water is underneath, right? And when you push the oil up, where does it go out? Through the top. That's your oil. So because the solvent is so hard on that oil, these pumps don't last very long. A lot of people are really careful about turning the pump off. Run it for a little bit and turn it off. Run it for a little bit. And what they think they're doing, and it makes sense intuitively, is they think they're prolonging the life of their pump by not having it on there. Not true. Cars don't like to run cold. You don't turn your car off every time you get to a red light. Then turn it back on again. That would be hard on your car, right? That's an engine, just like your car. Turn it off. Turn it on. Don't run a bunch of atmosphere through it, but turn it on. So like this is on right now, and this is closed, right? So the oil doesn't share when it's on. When you run your oil pump, like 30 minutes before you do a run, that oil is hot. When that vapor load hits it, it's going to flash off and go out to your exhaust. The oil is cold. Highly viscous, slippery. You make up words like flux or whatever. I can make up words like oil is really gooey. It's not going to be able to process out that moisture in that salt. So run your oil pump 30 minutes before start. Run it through the entire process, whether your valve is open or not, and then run it for 30 minutes after you're done. And what's going to happen is that hot oil, again, to clean everything out of it. Like clean out the solvents, clean out the exhaust, clean out the moisture in your pump. You're going to get the left of it. I'm sure if you call the wrong, there's customer service. Well, you think so, but remember, you don't know for sure. So without a digital gauge, you don't really know. Not that they're not accurate. I mean, is an analog clock accurate? Yes. My watch says 5 minutes. But if you have like an Olympic digital stopwatch that reads 100 per second, you're going to get more information, but you know what I mean? So that's accurate. It doesn't have the resolution to be able to place everything. Not that they're not good, just that it can't tell you. That's why we like this pump, is that you don't need to know. It can't do it. But, I mean, he's not using the gauge ring. There could be no gauge here, and it doesn't matter. He knows because he knows. So he's looking at it, and he knows what he's looking for. So that's more important, I think, than getting off on that. If you're at different elevations, the gauge will be differently. Some people think that when I was in Denver, they told me that the reason their oil is so good is because they can't get dirty. I don't want to make them feel bad. So I try to say in a really sweet way, well, actually, your gauge can't get there. Because the gauge is just a contraction. It starts at sea level, and it contracts all the pressure you take away. It didn't know it started at sea level. So it contracted all the pressure you took away, and it looks like that. What the vacuum pump does is the vacuum pump. Right? So yes, this pump would end up, the chamber would end up at the exact same pressure. Denver and the hose, on your step mountain, in the room. Yeah, I actually have one that I brought, but yeah, I've got one, Keith's got one. So we've got an accessory port on the back, and if you have an accessory port, you've got a little digital gauge that you can put on there if you really feel like you want to know. But the pressure gauge, the one that I have is $300. Then I can show it to you. It's like on a fitting and it picks up and you look over that. Zero and greater elevation. This is the bigger one. This is the 2.3 CFM pump. So this is the pump. This larger pump you can use on either of the ovens. The smaller one you really can only use on the smaller oven. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you should ask somebody smarter than me. So many options. No, that one
Yeah. What are they undervaluing themselves? What? Why not? Why can't they manufacture? Because our application, you know, you can put that oil right on the shelf. Yeah.
Shelf. You have a heater shelf option that is used, but that's it. They had 5, 15. There was only 3 rooms that were power wires that's hard. And now I got a wire up there, and it's like it gets more expensive. You don't really get a lot out of it. This one does 1.5. Chore.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly. Alright, well, I gotta go.
Well, you know what it is? Oh, yeah. It is police.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Right there. Right? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Pretty much everywhere. I don't want to watch How long to do this?
Hey man, I gotta take off.
See if I got gauges. I got everything else right here.
Perfect.
So are you pretty confident that I'll be able to pick that up next weekend?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm definitely fine. If not the 5, I'm good.
I mean, I'm really confident that I'll be able to make really great money. Have you? Is it good?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I went up there. Lord, dog. I don't know. This might take you. Yeah. Still feeling the effects. I was like,
Basically, all you want is to make that happen.
Maybe that little boil. Man, we're supposed to be solid basically, by the time our tip is good, normally, yeah, no, it's tipping, right. So it's getting, it's keeping the background so low. Just make your and more efficient is what they do. That's that faster.
Well, she's probably not out of here yet. She's in that truck right there. I don't know exactly. Take it easy, guys. Nice to meet everybody. I'll see you around.
Already warmed up. Already warmed up. Okay. I'll just use yours. Sorry. It's nice. It must be that.
Everyone does it in Canada. You buy beehives, perfectly molded and clear, and bees are really popular. Mold there. And they're putting the mold in the back of it so it goes perfect. And then food grade silicone can be heated, non-stick, and it just pops right out. gift from the north. There you go. No, seriously, the food grade silicone, order the shit. Fucking, you get, they make molds on eBay, and they make some cool ones. So you can just, you get it hot, don't run it butane, you just put it right in there. As long as it's not sealed, it's got to or I don't ever use it. I just get it warm here. That's the thing at the end. But if you do it in the oven, it's probably better clarity. If it's really nice shit like that, I would probably finish it in the oven. Fold it and finish it in the oven. Got some welded ones over there.
I'll be back Friday to help you guys set that. I can't wait! Yeah, me too. Huh? I think it's 6 hours.
I guess we want to decide.
Well, I keep my hand on that throttle, and then when I turn it on, I got my ball down. And then I'm, you know, like you can see the rust. I think, yeah, I don't think I want to do it. Yeah. You know, and then well, yeah. Yeah, I think it all the time.
No, that's what the MT stands for. Yeah, it's moved down yeah, that's what I said. What the hell here? I think that's 50 left. Yeah, why? Is that what I'm buying? Oh, I fine. Yeah, no, they're the one that you're getting. Yeah, that one. Yep. So, one thing is let's like the ball valve. All the different all the different. So if I got a guy how is that going to put a slug harder than a 9.5 signal that I'm going to do? On the initial pull, I'm going to have to monitor super much. But then after that, I'm range. I check the ball valve rather than the other valve. Yeah. So like, unless I get modified. Yeah. Just will stay there. If I get it modified though, then you're just going to pull it even faster.
That's my laptop, bro. I know it was gonna be good. Right.
I mean, at least 130 though. Got my first speeding ticket.
Shit, if I had to call you, man, I'd probably have my speed ticket too, huh? I was the point of having a car like this.
Yeah, why own a sports car and not drive that?
Yours is kind of like a sports luxury right too, man. It's like, it goes your way, you know what I'm saying?
Right. The most I'm almost first product going to take the algorithm just to that effect. There's actually right. That Edwards that right.
Like,